Welcome back to ciLiving. I'm your host, Jaclyn Friedlander, and right now I am joined by Rikki Parker from the Children's Museum, and she has brought a giant dino activity. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me again. This is super fun.
All right, so we're going to get to dinos in a minute, but first, in case this is someone's first time watching ciLiving or they didn't catch your last appearance, can you tell me a little bit about the Children's Museum?
So the Children's Museum of Illinois is a 27,000 square foot hands-on experiential learning facility located right on Lake Decatur in Decatur, Illinois. If you go visit the Scoville Zoo, and I know that those folks come on the program as well, we are right next door.
Perfect. And you do a lot more than you're not just an inside museum. Like activities this are part of your mobile museum. Can you talk a little bit about the mobile museum?
So we have an amazing array of mobile museum programs that we can bring out to different locations. We can bring them to events like this. We can bring them to libraries, to festivals, to schools, all of those kinds of things. And they range from the pretty kind of free play exhibits like this one to things that are much more structured. We can offer art programming, STEM-focused learning opportunities, marble runs, amazing guided play options as well. So you just give us a call at 217-423-5437, and we can get you booked for a fun activity.
That's awesome. I feel like your job is so much fun because every time you're here, you bring a cool activity, but all of the things that you describe, like when we're doing the duck derby and a marble run. What's a marble run?
It's an amazing exhibit where kids get to build their own marble runs.
Like a trail for the marbles?
Yeah, so we have a small scale version, and then we also offer a very large scale one where they use things like pool noodles and that kind of thing to create a large marble run that's kind of like a roller coaster.
Gotcha. So if kids are into building like those Hot Wheels tracks or something like that, you can come and build that for the marbles.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. All right, so what exactly is this mobile exhibit?
So this is Dino Bones. Dino Bones, I like to say, while yes, we sometimes pair it with a story about dinosaurs and history and paleontology and all of those kinds of things, really it's about being creative and it's about exploring how parts fit together. So for this little guy, I have made a four-legged dinosaur, right? But you can also make them kind of stand straight up. And kids can get really creative. So I brought a couple of extra pieces here, and they can do things like, okay, so we've got a couple of different heads, right? So you've got different kinds of heads that you might want to use. And yeah, he's super tall, so why don't we decide we're gonna make him a long boy.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is also kind of has like a Lego-y element to it where you have to figure out what pieces are able to go together in what different ways.
That's exactly right. So maybe his head goes there.
Okay.
But maybe, okay, his head's that way. So maybe we need to put his shoulders here.
Oh, interesting.
And then, okay, well, he needs some arms to help support him. Okay, we'll stick the arms on.
That's great, because you can also be creative. I mean, I could see kids coming in and making a two-headed dinosaur.
Absolutely.
Putting a head here. Yes. And then maybe instead of an arm.
Yeah, exactly. So we've had kids that make ones with fins.
Oh, or spines on their back. Okay.
So it's super fun.
I want the other head, let's see.
Yes, grab the other head. Let's see what we can do here.
And I feel like this is great because, I mean, I'm only 5'2", so for me, they're pretty large, but I could imagine a 4 or 5-year-old kid, this is a massive, almost looks like a dinosaur that you would see at a history museum.
Absolutely.
Size from their perspective.
Yes, they're amazing, and we've seen kids make dinosaurs that are up to 6 feet tall.
Oh,
so
wow.
It is amazing. People can make, I've seen kids make 10-foot long dinosaurs. You can keep connecting different parts of the spine. It's really, really neat to see what kids who are kind of unencumbered by what we think of as like a traditional dinosaur, they come up with amazing things, and so it's just a really, really cool opportunity for them to explore and be creative. And so we also have tabletop variations of this that are just smaller, so if you're interested, if you don't have the space, for instance, to do something this big, we have a tabletop variation as well.
And I can also see it being really good for fine motor skills and that sort of puzzle putting together skill.
Yeah.
Also, I see someone lurking in the wings because, as you all know, Adam Sherwinski is very into dinosaurs. And I saw him over there digging around in your bin while we were doing this. Now He's got one at the camera right now. He's doing shadow puppets for you. But Adam, what do you think of my two-headed dinosaur? What species is this one?
I think it's going to give any paleontologist just the worst headache ever. I was joking earlier. I was like, oh, anatomically, and they're like, well, that's not the point. I'm like, you're right, that's not the point. But it does kind of remind me of the bone wars of the 1800s, where they were just throwing bones together and saying, sure, this is a dinosaur.
Oh, interesting.
And it was two very different animals, and we're like, it's a new species, and it was two animals that were very different. So I think you can play around with it, though. I like the creativity element, because even I was over there taking a couple of them and just making hydras out of them. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just genuinely fun.
Right.
Legos, dinosaurs. I mean, who's going to complain, right?
To see what you can build.
Right.
And I know you mentioned the anatomically correct dinosaur. So which piece on here do you think needs to be moved to make it a little bit more of a real dinosaur?
Well,
and what species would this be, Adam?
Well, the good news is, I think the way the wrists are, they're supposed to be that way forward, not like this. Like in Jurassic Park, you always see them like this, doing like the dinosaurs, the zombie thing. So it does remind me of some kind of sort of raptor, dromaeosaur kind of thing. But at the same time, they wouldn't be splayed out like they're going to lay on the four legs like that. But I do think it has a cool pose. It does look kind of cool. I think it's probably out of all the ones, especially compared to that one over there, the most realistic looking one. But
you don't like my dinosaur with two heads?
It's one's got an arm for a head and a head for an arm. And
well, we can make him a tall one if we wanted,
I love the creativity, though. I do appreciate the creativity. That's, I think, my favorite part.
And now it kind of looks like maybe two dinosaurs, or like a dinosaur got fused to the other dinosaur for the attack situation here.
Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely some kind of a raptor over there, or some kind of a dromaeosaur. So I really appreciate. I just appreciate that it's something that kids can play with. You got different kinds of feet. You got your theropod feet, you got your sauropod feet, you got your ornithopod feet. I could keep talking about.
So Rikki, if you need somebody to come and give sort of a lecture about the dinosaurs while the children play, Adam Shawinski.
We always love volunteers, and one of the things that I really love is just that this is what we're all about at the Children's Museum, letting kids explore and grow in their own time.
Yep.
There's no grade that they're getting. There's no pressure. They just get to explore their interests in their own time. And so it's really, really a fun tool for us to allow kids to do that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and for sharing this with us. This is so much fun. Every time you come, it's a blast. And it's a great activity for kids, which is what today is all about.
Yeah, and if you have babies, we have a free Baby Steps program that is twice monthly in the toddler area, and so it is free to everyone. If you have babies that are getting those diapers, this is the time for you. It allows parents to really build connection and community too.
That's wonderful. I didn't know about that. Thank you so much.
Cool.
And thank you, Adam, wherever he went for helping jump in and play with dinosaurs. Well, still to come on ciLiving, we are going to talk with the Urbana Free Library about some of the books and other things that they have available for kiddos to play with and to learn from. ciLiving will be back in just a few minutes.